What's up guys, D-Libs here. Today we're going to be doing a complete defensive guide on Villa. I'm going to give you guys all the operators that you're going to need and their respective obligations for each of them for both the second floor objectives as well as first floor dining room kitchen. Those are all three of the main objectives. You don't really see living room get played very often, so those are the three we're going to do today. Let's get started with games and Aviator room. The first operator we're going to have here is Pulse. Pulse doesn't really have much to do to start the round because he's just kind of being used during the action phase. So during the preparation phase you can go ahead and reinforce the main walls in Aviator and Trophy. While you're doing that, you can also make your rotate between the objectives. As Pulse, you're going to be sitting downstairs, of course, during the round. All of this, floor here is breakable, so it is a really good spot to have Pulse on. You're going to be denying the plant, you're going to be denying any entry. You're able to see into study, you're able to see into pretty much all of upstairs here, so it's just a super good operator to have on this specific objective. As Pulse, down here on first floor, main entrance, all this whole area, this is a very common spot that the attackers will attack from, so it's important to stay alive. Don't pick too many gunfights you can't handle. Maybe just chill a little bit, hide out, because your goal really is to stick around to the end game, slow down the attackers, maybe do a little pre-play C4 action, whatever it may be. The second operator we're going to want here is Malusi. Now of course her Banshees are nowhere near as good as they used to be, but they still slow down the attacker nonetheless. And of course with Pulse down below, it is good to be able to have that ability, being able to slow them down, give Pulse a little bit more time to use his cardiac sensor, be able to see where they are, and then take out a shotgun and kill them. So I like to place my first one somewhere in study around the door. That's probably a good spot, and then I'll place my other two in the objective like so. So I'll put one here, and then I'll go to the other side of objective and place my other one right here. Then just put your indestructible camera in 90, just a good spot to have it. You can kind of see everything. And since Malusi doesn't have anything else to do, you can also go and reinforce the wall in vault. Now Malusi's going to be anchoring during this round, so far we have Pulse downstairs lurking with his cardiac sensor, and Malusi is going to be holding down the objective. Our third operator is going to be Cade. Now Cade is going to be anchoring down objective with Malusi. Remember, this is all reinforced, so you can place your first electro claw on this wall here, and this will also be reinforced, so you can place your second electro claw here. Now our fourth operator here is going to be Doc. Doc is also going to be anchoring, but it's important to note that Doc should probably be anchoring in vault. So maybe have Malusi holding down, in B or in A, and then have Cade holding down the opposite. But the reason why Doc is going to be holding it down in vault is, of course, he needs to have access to everybody, being able to get back and forth, rotating quickly. So of course, hanging out in vault is going to be the best way to do that, being able to get from B to A quickly, doing whatever you may need. And you're also protected, so it's much easier than being out on the front lines, out here or whatever. You're back here, you're protected, you're able to stay around to the end, which is really what you should be doing as Doc anyway. So we have Cade and Malusi anchoring, we have Doc also anchoring over here in vault. Pulse is downstairs. Now we need our fifth operator, who is going to be a roamer, and that is going to be Ella. So Ella is just really the best roamer you could have. You get so much value from her Grismots. So I'll place my first Grismot over here in Aviator, and then my second one I'll put in Study as well. This is sort of like a double down on the Malusi Banshees, so pretty much anyone who comes in from either of these two places is going to get absolutely stunned. And like I said, Pulse is going to be down below, and he's going to have a lot more time if he's, actively scanning and sees them walk in. He's going to have so much time to be able to pull out his shotgun or a C4 and then be able to kill them from vertical. Now I'll save my barbed wire for the two staircases, so I'll place my first barbed wire over here on main stairs, and then my second barbed wire over here on red stairs. Typically I'll put my last Grismot somewhere on this side of the objective. You're doubling down on that side of the objective, so it's good to have something over here. I'll probably place my last one right in this little area so that anyone who's rotating around from Statuary, from master bedroom, anywhere over on this side, they're probably going to come through here, so then our team will be alerted when they hear the Grismot go off behind them. So that's everything for games Aviator. Now let's get on to Trophy Statuary. The first operator we're going to need here is Maestro. I've actually been doing this strat since Maestro first came out, and it has never failed me. I'll place my first Evil Eye over here in master bedroom on top of the bed. Kind of freaky to have a camera over the top of the bed now that I think about it, but so that's where our first one's going. We're going to put our second one over top of the desk over here in Astro, so we're just going to place it like so. And when I started this strat, Maestro only had two Evil Eyes, so I've had to freestyle with this third one a little bit, but I'll place it over here on this side of the map, typically right around here. Sometimes I'll move it over here, sometimes I'll put it into 90, but this one's probably the least important out of all of them. So basically what we're looking at here, we have this side of the objective covered up. We're able to see 90, we're able to see basically the top of red stairs, and then of course the entrances into both of the objectives from this back side, which I think gives it enough value to, keep it as a spot. And then the second cam, we're going to be able to see an Astro, we can see top Astro stairs. We can see people coming into Astro from bathroom, from master bedroom. And then of course the other, entrance into objective over here. Now this master bedroom cam is going to be able to see all of master bedroom, of course, which is the main spot that the attackers will normally push from to be able to get leverage when pushing into trophy statuary. So you're able to see everything, pretty clearly. It's kind of hard for them to get to and be able to see at all. So I really like these Maestro cams. And then as Maestro, you can also make little holes in the wall on this side as well. Second operator here is going to be Castle. Castle is really necessary just because you have so many different windows and entrances that you need to cut off on this objective. So we're going to go and really hold down Master. That's really the whole entire point of this objective setup that we are doing in particular. You of course have the Maestro cam there. We're going to place our first barricade here, and that of course means our second one's going to go on this side of master bedroom. Then our third one we'll put in closet over here, like so. Alright, so that's 3 of our barricades. We do have 1 left. I would place it here, but I've actually learned to stop doing that, just because actually if you can force them to come in from this barricade, if they don't want to waste utility on destroying the 2 castle barricades, and they come in here, and I mean they have a little bit of protection here, but normally we're going to have someone sitting in Astro or maybe even in bathroom, and so you're really forcing them to enter into a spot where we're holding down already, and so it sort of gives us the leverage. So I'm not going to place my last castle barricade here, but while we're at it, we're going to place one of our proximity mines at the top of Astro stairs, and we're going to put our last castle barricade over here in trophy entrance room, just because sometimes they'll actually open this and then they'll break through this wall and they'll have a line of sight into the back of objective, which is a pretty common spot that the defenders will sometimes get pinned down to, so you don't want to add any more unneeded pressure. And then I'll place our last proximity alarm over here at the top of main stairs. Our third operator is going to be Thorn. She's going to be the anti-entry. I'll place our first trap here on top of statuary door. You probably could have expected that. Our second one's going to go here on bathroom door. Then we're going to put our third one over here on this side of the map. We haven't really focused a whole lot of attention over here, but it is important to actually recognize. You'll see attackers come in from over here like really often, so this is just going to be able to alert the defenders when they hear that go off. Then we're going to set up camp over here. I'll typically place my deployable shield just right here so that I can sort of have a little bit of leverage. This is all going to be reinforced, of course, and I'm able to pretty quickly peek this door whenever I need to, but I could also stand behind it if I need some extra cover. And then it's just another thing that the attackers have to worry about, that they have to use their utility to destroy if they want to get in here. Now our fourth operator here is going to be Jaeger. Jaeger's going to be holding down bathroom over here, and also of course astronomy, so he can sort of rotate back and forth. But I'm going to place my first ADS over here in bathroom just in case. Like I said, this is a really heavy spot that the attackers will push from, so it's good to have it all sectioned off. So that's where our first ADS is going to go. We'll place our second one over here in statuary next to the door like this. Then we'll put our third one back on the other side of the map on trophy right here. This is a pretty common plant spot as well, so it's good to have a little bit of extra utility over here to help out. Now we'll block off these hallways. These are just such long hallways in this game, so it's good to have these cut off. So we'll place one there. We'll get one in this doorway here. Actually, you might want to back that up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Now we have one third one, and we're gonna just do this with it, help out our Jaeger here in bathroom. So yeah, like I said, Jaeger's gonna be pretty much rotating over from Astro to bathroom. This is gonna be a rotate hole here as well, so he's able to get back into objective if he is needed. But yeah, so far we have Maestro, Castle, and Thorn pretty much all chilling in the objective. Jaeger's gonna be lurking around here over here in bathroom and Astro. Now we still need a roamer again. So our last operator, our roamer, is gonna be Vigil, but you could really have any roamer if you really wanted to. I just picked him because I'm just trying to show that you really don't need him for any specific reason. But you can place one of your impact grenades back here for that rotate hold that I was just talking about. Then as Vigil, of course, you're gonna be roaming, so you're gonna be chilling downstairs a little bit. You are the one and only roamer for the entire team. Everyone else is gonna be holding down objective, or at least close to objective. So as Vigil, you have to make sure you make some smart rotates. Don't die, don't get picked off early, but you can be more aggressive. As I've said many times, as a roamer, your goal isn't to pick off everybody and kill them before they get to objective. It's simply to slow them down, to locate them, force them to take ways into the objective that they wouldn't typically do, make them feel uncomfortable. So if I see someone coming in from main over here, I can take a few shots at them, chill a little bit, re-rotate, go back around over to, kitchen, whatever it may be. Or maybe I do try to push up a little bit. I'll go into living room, maybe expect them to go out of main entrance, and they'll come in from toilets, and I can sit in here. Pretty much as roamers, you're just trying to slow them down. That's all that you really have to do. And then if you're needed, of course, Vigil can get back into objective and hold it down if, our anchors are dropping like flies, but ideally they shouldn't be with the setup that we have. So now that's trophy and statuary. Now we're going to be moving on to dining room and kitchen. First operator we're going to need here is Smoke, and he is definitely the most important operator on this entire objective. And I'll explain that to you as I'm pretty much setting everything up here, but you're going to want to make some footholds at the bottom of this little wall here. And then I like to place my barbed wire over here here in laundry as well, so we'll place it over here on the door, and then as well as when they first have to walk in. For some reason, this is just an awful place for the attackers to come in from, but every single game, every time you defend this objective, at least 2 people come in from over here. So this is pretty much what we're preparing for. Then you can also make little holes here in the wall like so, and then you're gonna want to reinforce rather this wall next to it on the left side, and then you're also going to reinforce this wall right here. But smoke is the most important operator because this objective is just so uncomfortable. Like literally the entirety of the objective is like, it's like all soft walls. You have people coming in from down here, they can get a clear peek onto you from this window outside, they can come in from here, there's hatches, there's, you know, complete soft walls on the, you know, or soft ceilings rather on top of us. They can come in from over here. It's just, it really is one of those objectives that is a disadvantage to the defenders because of how big it is and just how many different spots there are for the attackers to come in from. And it's really bad cover too. Like you just constantly have defenders like pushed in back here in the back of kitchen, like up against, you know, the counters and the oven, because it's just such a bad objective. So smoke is of course anti-entry. He's going to be able to cut off spots of the objective. Like I said, there's so many entrances, so it's good to have an attack or a defender like this being able to slow them down, things of that nature. So as smoke, you got to stay alive. Now second operator is going to be the second appearance of Castle of the day. Now Castle's going to be holding down upstairs, but before he does that, he's going to want to use a few of his castle barricades down here on first floor in the objective. So first one's going to cut off laundry, second one is going to cut off the you know, downstairs part of this objective, and then he can also go ahead and reinforce this because I don't think smoke did it last time. So that's everything that he's got to go and do down here. He can also place his first proximity alarm on this door as he's heading up, and then our second one can actually go over here on this side like so. So now he's going to go upstairs. Castle's going to be holding down vertical for this objective, so he holds on to 2 of his barricades just so he can, you know, kind of protect himself a little bit. So I'll actually make a rotate hole right here like this just so that I can get around the objective, or not the objective, upstairs a little bit better. And I'll place one of my castle barricades just over top of the Astro door in the bathroom. This is just gonna give me a little bit of extra security so that I can hold down up here on top of the objective so that the attackers aren't able to do it before me. And then we'll put our second castle barricade over top of this door here, or this barricade rather. And then I'll actually reinforce all of these walls here just so that like this is all, you know, pretty much bunkered down, and then if I need to I can quickly just get out of here if, you know, things fail or they don't go well. But yeah, as Castle, you're just going to be pretty much trying to hold down vertical for as long as you can, because if the attackers get control of up here of master bedroom, it's really over for us. So as Castle, just hold it down as much as you can. Our third operator is going to be Legion, and Legion is going to be our roamer, but he also wants to place down his goo mines next to the doors before he does anything. So during the preparation phase, just make sure you place down all your goo mines next to the doors wherever you may need to. These actually really do help. It's another one of those things that just like makes a noise. It's not that it necessarily does damage. It does do that, which is a nice upside, but it just makes such a loud noise, and it alerts all the defenders around here where the attacker is if they're trying to come in and be all sneaky. So yeah, just make sure you place your goo mines before you go anywhere. But yeah, like I said, as Legion, you are the roamer, and you have Castle holding it down upstairs, but he's not a roamer. As Legion, we're going to be primarily holding down this side of the map on main. Typically, I'll usually start here, or maybe if I want to be a little bit safer, I'll start over here in library. But then if I need to, I'll rotate around upstairs. Sometimes the Castle may need help, and that's really what Legion is there for. Your roamer is just there to be really flexible. So sometimes if the Castle needs me as Legion, you know, I'll rotate around to the Castle, I'll help him out upstairs, hold down vertical. Sometimes the anchors need you need to get back into objective. So as Legion, you'll have to rotate back around to objective. But for the most part, like how I described previously, that you are pretty much just trying to slow down the attackers as much as you can. And sometimes you'll see the attackers come in from this side of the map since it is far away from the objective. So maybe you'll get lucky, they won't even drone, and then you have a few free kills. But don't get too greedy, just slow them down. Fourth operator here is going to be a zombie. If you recall me talking about smoke, how I said there's really no like natural cover. Like, I mean, there's this thing in the middle of the freaking room. I don't even know what this is supposed to be. It's like a little clump of tables. But of course, as a zombie, your entire purpose there is to manipulate the objective however you want to. So I like to move around things. Of course, you know, place your Kiba barriers however you may need to. Give your teammates a little bit of extra comfort, you know, a little bit of extra cushion, I should say, by making you know, some extra cover in the objective so that everyone isn't just hiding back here in objective because, you know, they're entirely cut off. So do what you want with this, you know, maybe put one here so that the people at the door, if there's attackers, they can't really see you back here. There's nothing really like specific that you have to do with this, but it's just really nice to have in a zombie on this objective specifically. It's just such an awkward one, and it's really good just to have somebody who can manipulate the objective however they need to, and it gives the defenders such a huge advantage over the attackers. And then of course, like how I said, this is a vertical heavy objective. This is all able to be broken throughout the entire entire round. So if Castle and Legion aren't able to hold down upstairs, they aren't able to keep the vertical under control. If someone does break through one of these, you know, these ceilings like this, you can also throw your Azami, keep a barrier down, and cover it up temporarily. So there's a whole lot of upside to having Azami. I really think Azami is good to be played on every objective, but I think she was really made to be played on objectives like this that are just so awkward. Now our fifth and final operator is going to be Thunderbird. You can also just go Doc or Rook, but I'm just trying to change it up so that it's not the same operators all the time. Basically, bottom line is that you just need some support, a little bit of extra health to help out your teammates. So place your Kona stations, you know, in the most common rotating spots. This is probably a pretty common one here, so maybe place 2 here and then 1 in the back of objective over here. And then as Thunderbird, you do get a little bit of barbed wire as well, so I'll place them at the entry points, pretty much all the places that Smoke didn't place them at. So place 1 there, and then we'll place 1 over here, Memorial, like so. So yeah, we have Smoke down here anchoring. We have Castle upstairs holding down the vertical. Legion is roaming around. Azami is also going to be anchoring, and then Thunderbird as well is going to be anchoring. So yeah, that'll pretty much do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and press the playlist. It's on screen now for more Rainbow Six Siege tips and tricks, map callouts, site setups, spawn peaks, pretty much anything imaginable to get better at Rainbow Six Siege. I probably have a video on it. Besides for that, hopefully I could help you guys out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.